What started in hell
That it came out of this.
will end on Earth. Shall we begin? Out of the way. Clive Barker presents Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. Rated R. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Hey everyone, and welcome back once again to the illustrious Game Room. I am, of course, Jazzy Jeff, and this is a very, very exciting video for me because I have not done a video like this yet, and I definitely plan on doing more videos about the subject at hand. So, of course, we're talking VHS tapes, as you saw in the description of the video and the thumbnail. But what makes this video so special is I don't normally do like pickup videos per se. If you're friends with me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'll sometimes post some stuff that I might have picked up, you know, from the local thrift store, maybe a yard sale or something. But I don't really go out and I don't really get the opportunity to shop like I used to, and because I'm usually busy with work and just other things. So when I do get a chance to go out, you know, I definitely will hit up as many stores as I can, and I will search, you know, thoroughly throughout the store to find everything that I can. And this one local store that I have found a lot of VHS tapes at before happened to have even more VHS tapes this time around. And this was only maybe a week or two ago. So it just was mind-blowing that I found all of these VHS tapes at this store in 2018, and a few of them are still shrink-wrapped in the original packaging they came in, so they were not opened. So it is absolutely mind-blowing. So I'm going to try and keep this video as short as I can because there's a lot of tapes here. I'm not really necessarily going to be doing reviews or talking about the movies so much. This is essentially just going to be me showing you guys the said tapes. So, here we go. Alright, so first up, I already showed it to you. I'm going to start with this one. This is actually the very first tape that I saw that I knew that I needed, that I wanted. This is Bela Lugosi in Return of the Vampire from 1943. This is not a direct sequel to Dracula. This is obviously made by a smaller film company. It says Columbia Pictures. I don't know if it was Columbia Pictures originally, and Columbia Pictures might just own this. But Bela Lugosi would later, you know, go on to do various roles involving vampires, but he never actually did a legit true sequel to Dracula. Unfortunately, as you can tell, the box is a little bit messed up. I don't know how it got destroyed like that, but I had to get it. I knew that I needed this. I don't have this film on tape. Now I do. I just love that drawing. Look at that artwork. Shout out to Colin Richards if you're watching. Super awesome. All right. I'm just going to start grabbing random things and then showing you guys, so there's really no rhyme or reason. I guess sticking with Dracula, we have Count Floyd. I don't know a lot about Count Floyd. However, this guy, I don't know if they have his name on here, but he is the father from Freaks and Geeks, if you guys have ever seen that show. He was actually very funny on that show as the father. This is one of the strangest VHS tapes I've ever seen, and I love everything about this. Count Floyd, super cheesy, super 80s, super 90s. This is ridiculous. I mean, look at this VHS tape. I mean, just there's nothing like it, and I guarantee you, this probably was not ported to DVD, nor was it ported to Blu-ray. So I'm excited to have that. How about that? Shout out to Cinema Clown. You're not going to be able to watch this on your new Fandangle DVD player. So, suck it. Up next, speaking of people that suck it. No, I'm just kidding. This is King Kong Lives. I do have the DVD. But there's nothing like owning the original on tape. This cover is an Anchor Bay Video Treasures mashup and Anchor Bay. Hard to find, and it's a pretty damn good remake. Here's one that I've never seen that I'm really excited to watch. We have Cyborg with Van Damme. So that's an excellent one. This is one I've only seen once or twice, but I loved it when I saw it. Top-notch action, great storytelling, an original idea, original superhero, really awesome. It's a shame because Hollywood will never go back to anything like this. Obviously, kudos to Sam Raimi of Evil Dead fame. He was able to save up and make a big blockbuster film. And there was sequels. I haven't seen any of them, but really underrated, really good film. Definitely check out Darkman if you haven't seen it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Finally got the Flintstones. That's awesome. As some of you may or may not know, I am collecting the McDonald's mugs for this. So this will make for a great Instagram post with the mugs. So there are those, or there is that. Here is The Crow. I also have this on DVD. I need to do a little bit of research because this comes with a featurette behind the scenes with Brandon Lee, of course. It has some of his last interviews that he was ever interviewed, obviously, because he passed away. So that's really awesome. And it has never before seen footage. Some of that stuff might have not been ported to DVD. So this would be one of those situations where you would want to hold on to this tape because outside of maybe YouTube and online, there's no physical way to own those bonus features. So, Crow, another great film, another super underrated film. They just don't make them like this anymore. They just don't. Scream, here we go. This is fucking awesome. Speaking of stuff that wasn't ported to DVD, listen up, Cinema Clown. So, this is actually the unrated full version that was not chopped up. When this went to theaters at the time, even in the 90s, in the mid to late 90s when this came out, this film was a little bit too much for the censors and for the MPAA and all that. So they chopped this up quite a bit and made Wes Craven do revisions and edits to this film. Therefore, the version that you all saw in the movie theater was actually heavily edited. And when it got ported to DVD, that theatrical version is what made it to DVD. When it got ported to Blu-ray, that's what made it to Blu-ray. However, good old VHS somehow slipped through the cracks, and this is the full, gory, bloody version with everything that was cut out from the theatrical release. If you are a horror fan, if you are a Scream fan, if you are a Wes Craven fan, if you are somebody that has brains, you need to watch this version. This is the version to get. This is a huge reason why I collect VHS tapes, because this version will never exist again, and I don't see this ever getting re-released on a newer format. If it does, somebody can personally bring that Blu-ray to my apartment and stick it up my ass. But until then, fuck you DVD assholes. This is the way to go. All right. After all of that, let's go to something lovely. Oh, Disney. That's nice. That's family friendly. Look at that. We even got a picture of good old Walt in the back. Here we have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I've actually never seen this film before. Super excited to watch this for the first time. I love underseas films like The Abyss, and movies that take place on the ocean like Jaws. And, so I'm excited. This seems like a good movie. And I'm going to give it a chance and see what happens. Speaking of movies I haven't seen, here we have The Curse of the Jade Scorpion. You never know what I'm going to pull out. This is an ex-rental from Blockbuster, of course, which is pretty cool. Nice to see the Blockbuster sticker, as well as the Blockbuster sticker on the back there. This is just chock full of some big names: Woody Allen, Dan Aykroyd, Helen Hunt, Charlize Theron, I think I said that wrong. Charlize Theron, and of course this was directed by the great Woody Allen. Okay, moving on here. Here is a movie that I remember watching back in the day. It didn't really stick with me. I'm pretty sure I saw this, but the Stigmata. This was huge. The Exorcist got re-released in theaters with never-before-seen footage. We had Exorcist the Beginning come out. We had Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist, come out. I don't know if the something of Emily Rose, The Exorcism of I don't know if that came out around that time. But like exorcists and exorcisms got real popular there in like the mid to late 2000s for some stupid ass reason. And up came Stigmata. End of Days, there's another one that I'll throw out there. So yeah, there was sort of a little craze that happened there for like a brief minute. And then it died out. But movies like Stigmata came out, so definitely excited to check it out. Speaking of Stigmata, here is Nicolas Cage in Snake Eyes. Another random movie. This is one of the ones that's still sealed, as you guys can tell. It still has the plastic on the bottom. Never seen this movie. I'm a big fan of cheesy Nicolas Cage films, so I'm definitely excited to check this out. All right, up next is Lawnmower Man. I might have a copy of this already. However, this says the unrated director's cut, and I couldn't remember if the one that I have is unrated or not. But when the tape is $1, it's not a big deal if I get an extra one, because I actually like this movie a lot. This is another really, really bizarre film. I still haven't seen the sequel, but it's a really interesting science fiction film, and it's very different. And it's hard to explain, but it is based on a Stephen King novel, so it's definitely a book I want to check out at some point. All right, moving over to one of my favorite genres, kaiju, monster films, whatever you want to call it, or good old Godzilla movies. Here it is. I found Godzilla fucking movies. And here it is. Godzilla versus the fucking sea monster. Look at that artwork. You gotta love Good Times Video. And this is in color. I don't know if this was originally in black and white when it came out. But my goodness, this tape is awesome. I am so excited. I'm ecstatic. 1966 from Toho. You gotta love it. The tape is from 1992, of course. Good old video. Good Times Video. And staying with Godzilla theme, here we have Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. This is another tape that I know that I have. But when it comes to Godzilla and Star Maker tapes, I will always pick these up. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. All right, moving along. I'm so ecstatic that I found a motherfucking Bronson film. That's how you know it's been a good day at the thrift store, when you find a Bronson film. And of all of them, it's a Death Wish Bronson film. I don't remember which ones I've seen. I know I've seen some of them. But once you've seen one Death Wish, you've seen them all. They're all pretty much the same, but they're all great movies. Bronson is an incredible actor. And this is actually a very interesting tape. It's a Canon movie, of course, but it's a media VHS tape. And, the media Canon tapes, I feel like you don't normally see those around too often. So this is definitely kind of rare. And once again, this falls into that blurry gray area of, was it put on DVD? Was it put on Blu-ray? I'm not really familiar with that. I want to say no. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, of course, but it's probably tough to find these films regardless. And even if they were ported, they probably still look pretty bad. So I would just stick with the VHS. Another cool thing real quick to shout out is over there up in the corner is the Laserdisc advertisement, which is pretty wild. So now available on Laserdisc. All right, jumping up ahead to a new film. Never saw this when it came out, but it's got Kate Beckinsale. She's sexy as hell. Hugh Jackman, he's sexy as hell. You can't go wrong with some Van Helsing. So there you guys go. Awesome stuff. I heard great things about it, but I just heard that there was a lot of CGI in it. So go figure. Makes sense. Going back to sealed movies, as you can tell, this is a TV show pilot episode that was like a movie that sparked a television series. Shout out to the great Austin Wilcott for information on this. This is Highlander, The Gathering. Once again, I believe this is on DVD, but it's probably out of print. It's probably hard to find. It's very exciting that I finally own something. Highlander. I haven't seen any of the films. I haven't seen any of the TV show. I don't know if I'm going to watch this right away. I definitely want to check out the movies first. So, okay. Moving along. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this isn't too long. I am trying to keep this short and sweet. I have Short Circuit 2. This is a film I don't believe I've seen. I've seen the original film many times. Johnny Number 5. Yeah, great movie. I'm hoping that I like this one. This has got the Hollywood whitewashing, where a white guy portrays and plays an Indian guy who was in the first movie. But this film, he's like the main character in it. So you get a ton of that, which is always great. But moving on from that, man, this was another huge one. Aside from finding Godzilla tapes and horror movies and the Scream tape and then fucking Highlander and Bronson, I found a fucking Three Stooges tape. And if the Bronson didn't seal the deal and the Godzilla tapes didn't seal the deal that it was a good trip, this one absolutely did. We're talking the Three fucking Stooges. I mean, old looking tape, old looking box. Sing a Song of Sixpence, The Brideless Groom, Superstar cartoon video featuring the Three Stooges. This is one of the most ridiculous looking boxes I've ever seen. I am one of the biggest Three Stooges fans. I could watch these guys again and again and again. It never gets old. I laugh louder every time I watch this stuff. If you're ever in a bad mood, give the Three Stooges a try. Please give the Three Stooges a try. I guarantee you, it'll put you in a good mood. Alright, speaking of being in a good mood, this is probably going to put you in a bad mood. I got Demolition Man. Now, I've heard bad things about it. I've heard mixed reviews about it. Obviously, it falls into that awkward Judge Dredd territory. You know, throw mama from the train territory. But Wesley Snipes, I always thought, was a good cheesy actor. Stallone, of course, is a super fucking cheesy actor. And I can't help but think that this has got to be an awesome popcorn blockbuster. So I think this is going to be entertaining no matter what. Leave in the comment section below if you're a fan of Demolition Man or not. But there you guys go. I've never seen it. I'm excited to see it. So there you go. Alright, something tells me that we're coming up on the 20 mark probably. So I'm going to try and speed this up here. So another film I haven't seen before is Cape Fear, so definitely excited to watch that. I got a Chuck Norris film. Speaking of media and canon, it's a canon film, a media tape presented by Video Treasures. So we got a triple threat here. Once again, it's always great finding Bronson films as well as Norris films. If you're a VHS collector, you got to get this. And this, once again, falls into that weird kind of gray area. Was this put on DVD? Was this put on Blu-ray? You gotta do a little bit of digging. Okay, I saved these last three for last, of course, because I was most excited for these. So, up first is Superman 2. I finally own Superman 2 on tape. Obviously, I own Superman 4. This is obviously not the... I know there's different versions. I think it's called the Donner cut. This is the one that was directed by Richard Lester. So this is not like the original version, because there was an original version that the studio was unhappy with. It's a really long-winded story. Do yourself some research and check it out. But anyhow, Superman 2, great movie. Both versions are great. But some people like the extended Donner cut better. Alright, this tape is just wild. I didn't know this existed. I never heard of this movie. I believe this is on DVD. Probably not Blu-ray. But here we have Space Hunter Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. With Molly Ringwald of the Breakfast Club fame, of course, and Peter Strauss. Yeah. Look at that for a minute. Just let that soak in. This is why I collect VHS tapes. This is why I do what I do. I put up the good fight. Keep in mind, this movie is supposed to take place in 2136. So I am excited because we're coming up on 2136 here kind of soon. And kind of soon. And hopefully this is predicts the future perfectly. All right. Last but certainly not least, I'm not even going to tell you what this is. I'm just going to put it on camera. Here we go. It's not often that a VHS tape leaves me completely fucking speechless. I'm so glad that this tape exists. I'm so glad that this is something that exists. I don't think I could ever be sad in my life ever again, knowing that Ron Perlman is under this makeup, and that's Linda Hamilton. Ron Perlman fucked Linda Hamilton as the Beast. Or is he the beauty and she's the Beast? I'll leave you guys with that question. So guys, this has been one of the most exciting videos I've ever done. Shout out to Danielson of Odd Pod. I know you've been getting on me about showing off VHS tapes, so hopefully this helped you come. And in general, I do plan on recording more videos of me just showing off my VHS tapes. So anyway, guys, happy hunting. Keep your eyes out. It's 2018, and I'm still finding VHS tapes and laser discs and cassette tapes and 8-tracks and all kinds of goodies. So the stuff is still out there. It's definitely starting to dwindle. But if you jump on it and you might get lucky. It just depends on where you live, I guess, at this point. So good luck, everybody. And, thank you so much for watching. I really hope this wasn't too long. And, please feel free to leave comments if you have any comments about any of these movies, if you like them, if you hate them, and if you want to leave comments about VHS tapes, please do. But anyway, this has been Jazzy Jeff with another great awesome video from the illustrious Game Room. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
This is the story of a young, red-blooded American boy.
Due to the current Federal Senate Subcommittee investigation of sex and violence on television, no scenes, we repeat, no scenes of the motion picture The Night of Bloody Horror are allowed to be shown on this station.
The producers strongly recommend this film for mature audiences only, for those who can take the supreme voyage into the realistic realm of sheer terror, the terror of beautiful women who meet sudden, brutal horror at the hands of a blood psycho gone berserk. The Night of Bloody Horror. Keep telling yourself, it's only a picture. See The Night of Bloody Horror.